Documentary film in Battlefield Nanjing. Produced by Matsuzaka Kiyoji. The spectacular entrance of Nanjing Castle was achieved by our people, which would be recorded in a page of the world history. This movie is dedicated to the coming generations of Japanese. This movie was completed in cooperation with the Department of War, the Navy, and officers in the local headquarters. Swamp, that is a characteristic of Nanjing, was covered with mist. On December 14, 1937, the camera staff follows the troops from Shanghai to Nanjing, in order to report their desperate battle and assure the end of 10 years' tracks of the troop destroyed the reminiscence of Chiang Kai-shek. Remains of the fierce battle was still smoked in and around the castle. Soldiers were marching together with the injured soldiers on stretchers. And the quiet victims, who were killed in the battle in Shanghai and Nanjing, were held in the breasts of the surviving soldiers. The front gate to Shanghai, Zhongshan Gate. Here, Katagiri, Isa, and Fuji units fought bravely. On December 13, the military engineers exploded the wall. The soldiers jumped up the walls and finally raised the rising sun flag in the midnight. Zhongshan Road, which was running through the castle, was most important main road, therefore the defense was especially tough. Northern entrance extended right to Yangtze, and Ziyagwan was occupied by Sukegawa Unit and Okyafuji Unit, that blocked the enemy's retreat. At Northwest Gate, Yijiang Gate, was a peak point of enemy's retreat. They had no exit left except this Yijiang Gate to Ziyagwan. They used everything available, gaiters, sash, belt, clothing, so on, and climb up the walls. After climbed down the walls, they threw off their uniforms, changed to Chinese clothing and run away. They piled up sandbags to protect them inside, but when they tried to escape, the sandbags blocked their retreat. They were enemy, but we felt pity for their miserable mess. Lone donkey was running. Where is its owner? Run through Yijiang Gate, you can get Ziyagwan, the entrance of Yangtze. When you use water route, this is the front gate of Nanjing. It was assumed that Chiang Kai-shek or Chiang Cheng tried to escape from Ziyagwan, but he found it was impossible, therefore he used airplane. Over there, one boat-carrying truck was going to fight the enemy on the opposite shore. 17 o'clock, 13th, the battleship arrived, after they cleared enemy and underwater mines. They attacked the enemy who tried to cross the river. Through Zhongshan Gate you find Kochuo Airport at left side. There was remains of Ming Palace. The enemy's aircrafts were destroyed completely by our Air Force. This airport was most important target when the Navy's Sea Eagles began to attack. The enemy's 88th headquarters, which tried to protect Nanjing to the final battle, is now turned into the place of war prisoners. They are checked carefully, especially guns or explosives. Here we found various kind of captured goods, including machine guns made by the Czech, which made us tormented in the battle. Our soldiers offered a prisoner smoking. On December 17th, the ceremony of entrance. Under the lead of Prince Asakanomiya and General Matsui, the troops entered from Zhongshan Gate and proceeded to the national government. It was a bright cloudless day. Two o'clock p.m. In the courtyard of the national government, the national flag hoisted. Worship toward the imperial palace. Banzai, 3 times, by General Matsui. At 1445, with imperial gifts, such as winning chestnuts and kelp, the soldiers started a party in the place of worship. At West China Gate, the war victims were cremated by their war brothers. Their bodies and their passions that were dedicated to the country, were all cremated to the ashes. Survivors talked about the victims in the battlefield. On December 12th, at the hardest fortress China Gate, Okamoto and Tabata units tried to find the weakest point in the westward. 3 soldiers found a boat. Then, 2 corporals, Bando and Shiraishi and the suicide squad joined them. Using the boat, they tried to cross the creek swamp for 30 meters. Amidst the shower of the bullets, they could successfully reach to the wall. They set up the long ladder. The height of the wall was approximate 15 meters, which stood vertical. First, the corporal bandos started to climb up and others followed. Miraculously, they got no bullets at all. After the battle, they told us about the climbing. They said 1 minute felt like 1 hour. Thus, at 13:15, they hoisted the Japanese national flag. On December 18th, 14 o'clock, at the Kokyu airport, the memorial service for all the victims of the Army and the Navy was performed. It was cold and windy day that deepened our depression. First, Norito, by the Shinto priest. Then, funeral address, by General Matsui. Next, Commander Hasegawa.
敵に対し、あるいは弾丸牛のもと、避難に赴き、あるいは炎天極烈のもと、死活に耐え、難敵を排するや、死を安楽の重きに置き、対空を制するや、死を皇后の軽きに比し、商用として五国の鬼となる。諸子が作の恩用、今また見るわえ、有君同大変、さらに思いを小谷にはせ、諸子が家境を忍びては、流帝たた金でざるものあり、しかしといえども、西洋を今外にまとい、束ねを馬学に積むは、これ、夫人の本会なり、いわんや、その烈烈たる義胆、各々たる武君、万人に等しく担当する親。
Tamaguchi was offered by General Matsui on behalf of the army. On behalf of the Navy, Commander Hasegawa offered Tamaguchi. Prince Asakanomiya offered Tamaguchi. What is the result of the destruction? What did the people get? The people are exhausted and stunned in rebel. Fight against Japan, that was a slogan adopted by Chiang Kai-shek for his own advantage. Did he expect to see the people like this? Refugee Safety Zone. It is the International Safety Zone, organized by 22 foreigners. Immediately after the battle, many remnants were sneaked into the ordinary people. They hid weapons and bullets. After we cleared those dangerous remnants, the people were in peace. They made instant Japanese flags and tried to be familiar with Japanese soldiers. Look at those people. Look at those children. We soldiers have never thought to fight against those people. Those people started to restore the town, together with Japanese soldiers. So far, Nanjing city had been totally restricted in use of electricity. To restore the electric poles was most urgent issue in order to make light. Fill the trenches to make roads. The town is getting activated now. Horse collapsed. Oh ho, we must give him a hand. Now, the sound of laughing voices here and there. Spirit of restoration is filled in the town. Quickly enough, Japanese newspaper was delivered. It reported Nanjing people welcomed Japanese army. New dawn of Asia. Japanese troops bring peace. Anti-Japanese posters were replaced by pro-Japanese posters. The people came out one after another. Exhausted in the war fire, they now came to return to their places where they came from. Notice. Person who is carrying the license, he or she, is entitled to be protected. In order to obtain the license, a number of people are queuing. Someone tried to cheat the queuing. We can see everywhere those kind of people. The people are eager to get the license. They are inspected carefully. Name, age, and most importantly, their appearance was described. It seemed that they felt secured when they got the license. Stopped with a simple bamboo stick, they are allowed to enter every 4 persons. It is a hospital set up in the diplomatic office. At Sayagwan's harbor, Red Cross ship arrived. Yamato Nadeshiko Japanese ladies were not afraid of bullets. They took care of the patients, gently and efficiently. Thus, the injured soldiers were taken on board in Yangtze and sent to a hospital in the rear. The smoke from the explosions of gunpowder were now calmed down by the first snow. Sentinels. The new year is coming. Without Kadomatsu, Pine Tree Gate, we Japanese do not feel New Year. Therefore, each troop, including who are already on the way to back home, tried make Kadomatsu. However, pine trees were not commonly seen in the town, so they went to Mr. Zijin and obtained. The soldier is very skillful to make kadomatsu. He might be a professional in his hometown. They could not find Urichiro, or white underside, nor use Uriha or false Daphne, so they used leaves of loquat. The decoration was made. The sandbag, which was used in the Bloody War, is recycled perfectly. Komokaburi, casks wrapped in straw matting, which containing Japanese sake, rice wine, were arrived too. Sticky rice for rice cake, dried squid, kelp, mandarins, miso, shoyu, herring roe, are piled up. Machitsuki. The performing of Machi Tsuki looks professional as well. Machi, rice cake, has its local style. This is not such Tokyo style as nashimachi, spreadsheet style, but tiered off small pieces which is used for zaoni, machi soup, or abekawa, sweet powdered machi. They are washing rice for next machi. Kanzenji Temple, which is well known with legend of Hans Han and Shidai, two Tang-era Chinese monks. The temple in Suzhou is not far from Nanjing. The sound of midnight bell of New Year Eve was broadcast by Japanese radio. The temple is surrounded by beautiful scenery. It is also well known with a poem by Chokei in Tang era. Sending by the sound of the bell, the new year is coming soon. The first sunrise of Nanjing, in 1938. In front of the old National Government Office, the Kadomatsu is decorated. Bonsai, 3 times, for Generalissimo, His Majesty the Emperor. New Year Party. Firecrackers. Chinese children love the firecrackers. They always play them in New Year. On the day of New Year, Nanjing self-government was established. This building has been traditionally used for big events or meetings. Injured soldiers are taken care by Japanese gentle nurses. Nevertheless, they want to be back to the front. Some of them are given the order to return to the front, and some envied them.
門を入れて五武堂々。この部隊はいずこへ進撃戦とするものであろう。もちろん戦いはまだ終わったのでありません。南京政府は都落ちしたとはいえ、統日政権はまだ
We don't know where they are heading to. Nanjing was fallen, yet, the old Nanjing government is remained somewhere. We have to prepare against them who are intended to prolong the battle with guerrilla tactics. If they try to prolong battle, we would try prolong punishment. The fall of Nanjing is simply the first step of the first stage for true construction of Asia. Therefore, we sincerely pray for good luck of our troops in the long battle, the peace of Asia, and true goodwill between Japan and China, coming soonest.